Hello friendos and randos, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be going through some of the winning deck lists for Cookie Run Braverse in the Korea meta, and I just wanted to go through the data, let you know which cards are really good, which deck lists are kind of popular, and what you can expect in terms of what you want to see in the first few weeks of Cookie Run Braverse over here in Singapore as well as the rest of Southeast Asia for the English release. So for Cookie Run Bravers, I understand that we are going to be having those special year-end events where the playmat as well as the Cookie Moles promo as well as the Cookie Run playmat and the deck box are going to be available for the top 4 and top 1 players. So I hope that with this you will be able to build a deck that you feel is strong and will be able to contend and win you one of those fabulous prizes. Do note that of course in Korea at the time they did not have our starter deck promo cards, so you will have to keep that in mind when it comes to building your deck list, and you will of course be able to swap in some of those promos where you deem necessary. I will say however that I will be making a separate video on whether or not you should be buying 2 extra starter decks so that you can have a playset of those promos or not. Alright, without further ado, let's talk about the meta deck list. So BSO2 started in Korea in end of January. So we do have tournament reports from February, March, and April. So I'm just going to show you a quick breakdown of the meta that they had. So first in February, they did run 10 different red decks, 6 different green decks, 1 blue deck, and 4 different purple decks did win their respective store championship tournaments. So I think the meta in Korea and how it worked is that if a person won their store tournament for their league in that month, then they would get their deck list published on the site. And then I will be able to show you the different infographics they have for the different deck lists later as well. So for February, you can see majority red, some green, and then some purple, and then 1 blue. So do note also this is after the yellow was very strongly meta in BSO1, and they then had some of their cards on the ban list as well. Right, next in March we see more of the same, 8 red, 7 green, and now 3 blue, 3 purple, and 1 yellow. And then for April, there was 8 red, 9 green, 3 blue, 2 purple, and 2 yellow. So you can see a majority of the decks that are topping are going to be red and green in that order as well. And then after that, you will see purple, followed by blue, and then yellow. So I did compile all of the different deck lists, so I'm going to just flash them on the screen briefly. If you do want to take a closer look at each of them individually, make sure to just pause and then screenshot accordingly. But you can see that there is going to be many different types of deck lists available. One of the commonalities that you'll see is probably that they are running like the standard 16 flip, some of them running 15 or maybe up to 12. And then otherwise you will see some of the very common cards available, and I will be showing you the actually percentage users in terms of how many deck lists are using this specific card. So here are the February red deck lists. Here are the March deck lists, and you can see a very common line here in the level 3 row for all of these decks. They are all running the same 2 level 3 cards, Pepperoncino as well as the Wild Berry. And then here in April, you can see some of them are cutting the Pepperoncino and only running the Wild Berry. So there are different like strategies in general. So you can see some of them are running more on the level 2 side of things, some of them are running more on the level 3 side of things. So in terms of the overall statistics, in terms of how popular each of these different cards are in each respective deck list, you can see almost every deck list is running a few of these cards. Firstly, Wild Berry Cookie and Rebel Cookie are in every single deck list. I didn't adjust the statistics based on number of copies in the deck because I think that was a bit too much effort, but you will see presence of the card in almost every single deck list for every single deck list, sorry, for Rebel Cookie and Wild Berry Cookie, and then in almost every single deck list for Melon Bun Cookie and Cherry Cookie. So Cherry Cookie is really good as that level 1 4 HP cookie counter, so you can kill one of those on the 2 mana turn. So that's really good. And then the 1/4, of course, I think is just a very tanky cookie, which is good to play down. After those two, the next most popular cookie is Dark Choco Cookie, which is at 88% of deck list. It is a 2/4 with a 3 mana deal 3, and it also has an activate once per turn bonus effect. So you can discard 1 Heart in order to deal 1 damage, which is good additional burn. Then we'll see Pomegranate Cookie at 80% uses. It has a pretty good activate once per turn effect. By paying 1 support, you are able to give one of your other cookies +1 attack damage, so that's really good as well. And it has a bit of a weaker attack. For 3 support you pay, you only get 2 damage, which is a bit less efficient than usual. And then the last most popular cookie is Pepperoncino, which is 3/6 just beat stick, 3 support, deal 3 damage. So this is the basic in terms of like the most popular cookies available in the different deck lists. And then you also see some running the Ginger Brave UR, Mala Sauce Cookie, and then Affogato and Espresso Cookie as well. Then onto the items and the trap cards that are popular, as well as the flip. In terms of flip, I didn't go and count the specific numbers as well, but feel free, if someone is willing to do it, go and do it. But you can see the different flip options they have, the HP flips, the draw card flips, as well as Kumiho for the 1 damage. In terms of the users for items and traps, you can see Overhydrated Dose Swap is at 100%, so every single red deck is running it. I believe they're all running it at 4 as well. It's a really, really good card. Next, we also have Giant Cherry Bomb, which is almost every deck, and Prickly Cactus Bat, which is also almost every deck. So you can see pretty good in general. The Cactus Bat is 1 mana, discard 1, and then you deal 2 damage to a level 1 cookie, which is I think it depends on the meta itself, but I believe in the BSO2 meta in Korea, green was really popular and they ran a lot of level 1 4 HP cookies, so that might have been pretty good. Next is Giant Cherry Bomb, which is a pretty standard 3 mana, discard 1 to do 3 damage, so that's pretty strong as well. And then Cacti Gloves is pretty popular as well, 28%. And Ouch Inducing Star Jelly is also very popular at 40%. So for that, it does 1 damage to a 1 HP cookie. Then for Cacti Gloves, you select one of your opponent's cookies and does 2 damage, and then deal 2 damage to one of your own cookies as well. So this card is probably the best in terms of comboing with your Wild Berry and your Espresso cookies in order to get them to that level 6, level 9 break area to get the additional 1 or 2 attack damage as well. Alright, then you will also see a few different tech cards like Spicy Power Juice. Place one of your cookies in HP in the trash until they are 1 HP, and then one of your cookies gains +2 attack damage this turn. Then Exceptional Cake Knife, select up to one of your cookies whose remaining HP is 1 and is level 2 or higher, and then that cookie gains +2. And then lastly, Pineapple Helmet, which is if one of your cookies has 1 HP, and then you can select one of your opponent's cookies and they receive 1 damage. So all in all, a lot of the cards in red actually revolve around 1 HP characters, which is a little bit risky because there is a lot of direct damage in this game as well. So personally, I've built a sample red deck list for some of you based on some of the choices that people have made, so you can take a look. And I've also included the promo Strawberry Crepe Cookie. I've tried to keep them to 2 so that you don't have to buy the 2 additional starter decks, but if you do feel like you want more of them, of course feel free. So I think I've made pretty standard choices. I'm using a mix of 8 HP as well as 8 draw card flips for my 16 flips. Then in terms of the items and traps, I'm just using 4 of the most popular Giant Cherry Bomb as well as Overhydrated Dose Swamp, and then 2 of Cacti Gloves and Cactus Bat. I think Cactus Bat is a meta dependent card, so if your locals are probably not running as many level 1 type cards, you can probably switch that out for more Cacti Gloves or something like that. In terms of my level 1s, I'm using 4 Melon Bun and then 2 Ginger Brave. I just wanted to include the Ginger Brave as a potential 4 mana deal 3 as an additional option at a level 1 kind of hit point. And then we also have the Rebel and Cherry and Dark Choco and Pomegranate all at 4 because they were pretty popular cards as well. And lastly, Wild Berry Pepperoncino at 4 as well for our level 3 top end. Now, I think Strawberry Crepe is not too bad, but it does also have that 4 mana attack, which does make it a bit expensive to play early game. But if you can play that on, like, let's say your 3 mana turn and then use its activate once per turn to kill one of your opponent's level 1 characters, I think that's pretty good as well. So that's it for red for now. That is my like sample deck. Those are some of the deck lists as well as some of the popular cards. Next, let's talk about green real quick. So for green, here are some of the different lists that were featured. You can see some of the commonalities. They are running a lot of the level 1 4 HP characters. So some of them are running even the other colors one as well. You can see the first list here is running 14 level 1 4 HP characters. Some of them are running more on the more green focused list with only Rogue Fort as well as their own green level 1 4 HP character. Then you can see the commonality here is that all of them are running that level 3 and that level 2 cookie, the respective SRs as well. Here is the March list. And then you can see also most of them are running anywhere from 14 to 16 flip cards. So those will probably still be very, very standard. Then as an extra thing, the final season 2 finalist, I believe is all of the winning deck lists from before. They were put up against each other at the finals. And then this was one of the two lists, the first place and second place lists. I believe this was the first place list, which was this green list as well. Okay, so you can see the presence again. Every single deck is running their level 1 4 HP green card, and then some of them are also running the other different colors one. I've only put the red one here just for reference, but they are running whatever color they feel like, because there's no real difference. So this works because, of course, this level 1 4 HP does do colorless damage. So colorless mana for their attack. So you can pay any type of mana and it will still be able to use their attack. Then you also see the Lily Bell and Blue Lily Cookie being very, very popular in many deck lists as well. Lily Bell allowing you to set one support card back to active. So it lets you kind of restand one of your support so that you can use traps on your opponent's turn. Blue Lily also really good. 4 mana deal 3, and then it deals 1 damage to all of your opponent's cookies as well by placing one of your support areas cards in the trash during your turn. So pretty good card in order to just be your kind of tanky option. Strawberry Cake Cookie as well. Place 1 card from your support area into the trash and then deal 1 damage to one of your opponent's cookies. This is a once per turn effect, which is pretty good, but it is a 4 mana deal 3 instead of a 4 mana deal 4 like Blue Lily. So those are the most popular cards in the green decks. You also see a 2 mana 4 HP being played in some of them, and also the 2/2 Lemon Time Cookie, who has an activate for 4 mana. Place this cookie in the trash, and then one of your opponent's cookies receives 2 damage. Then you take 1 card from the top of your deck and place it in your support area rested. So 4 mana deals 2 damage, but you also get to ramp 1 into your support area, which is not too bad. I believe you could use this on your 3 mana turn because you would normally be ramping on your 2 mana turn. So the items and traps for green are actually pretty standard. You can see across the board there are 5 traps that are included at 5 items / traps / stages that are included in every single list. And of course, do note that the Supreme Whipped Cream here on the second row is a trap. It is supposed to be a trap card. It's errata to be that as well. So do note that that is the case. So you can see 100% for the first row here, Wanderer's Apple Pie, Ancient Healer's Gaze, and Mischievous Ladybug, which is a promo card which we will be receiving soon in the East for the English release. And also the stage is 100% use as well. So these are very, very powerful cards. They all have their very different uses. Of course, the first one is just ramping yourself for 2. Then we also have placing one of your own cookies into your support area, so that it does two kind of different roles where you are able to negate some of the damage that you've already taken, as well as be able to ramp up 1 more support. Then Mischievous Ladybug is really good as well. You are able to give your opponent 1 damage for 3, and then you're also able to ramp 1. So those are very, very, very good cards. And then lastly is your stage card, where you can rest the stage and then take 1 card from your support area to your hand and then draw 1 card from your deck. So this lets you ramp as well as keep your hand size very, very big. Then for the very popular Supreme Whipped Cream Trap, you're able to give one of your opponent's cookies -3 attack for only 1 mana, which is really strong, and then after that you do place one card from your support into the trash, but this deck of course does ramp very quickly and ramps a lot, so you are not going to be feeling that cost that much as well. And then the last super popular card is the Carrot Farm Scarecrow. For 1 mana, you are able to select up to one of your opponent's cookies, and make them do 1 less attack damage, and then you are able to swap one of your support area cards from your support area to your hand, and then place a different hand card from your hand into your support area. So this is also really good for reusing some of your cards, like the Mischievous Ladybug, where you can take it back after using it, and then next turn you can use it again to poke one of your opponent's cookies. In terms of the flip, you can see a mix of draw card as well as heal triggers. Again, I will not be going through the ratios, but I think you guys can figure it out from looking at the different deck lists. So here is my sample day 1 green deck list. I do know that you may not be able to get the Mischievous Ladybug promo right away. So if you aren't, then of course feel free to just adjust the ratios to play more Blue Lily cookies, more Carrot Farm Scarecrows, or more Tasty First Aid Kits as well. Or you can play more level 1 4 HP cookies as well. So I'm running 8 level 1 4 HPs, and then I'm also running 8 of the Lilybell and Lemon Thyme cookie. And then I'm also going to be running 2 of each of the Blue Lily and the Strawberry Crepe cookie as top end. Then I'm running a standard 16 flips. I'm running 8 draws, 8 heals, which is what I'd probably recommend right at the start. And I'm running 4 of all of the 100% presence cards, the Apple Pie, the Healer's Gaze, Ladybug, the Stage, as well as Supreme Whipped Cream. So I think it's a pretty standard and simple deck to build. If you do have any adjustments, of course, I think this is a pretty good starting point, and then figure out where to go from here. Alright, next is Blue. So Blue only had 6 lists across the 3 months, so you can see some of the commonalities here is that they are all running a few similar cards. You can see in the level 3 zone, all of them are running Sea Fairy as well as Black Raisin Cookie, both very good cards. Most of them are running the Sour Cookie as well, and then we'll go through the statistics later. Some of these lists do have a mix of different colors. 2 of them are running one of the Kumiho Cookie Flip, which is I think it's fine because blue is a color that does discard a lot, so it's no big deal. And then one of them is actually running red as well as yellow cards, so I will talk about that very shortly as well. And then lastly, we do have one which focus more on running more level 1 4 HP units as well as Sherbet Cookie. I think in order to bounce those to the bottom of the deck and draw one. And because of that, they're also able to run the various 1 mana trap cards for red and purple. So here is the list of the cookies that are present, and you can see Sherbet, Sea Fairy, and Black Raisin are present in every single deck list, so they are going to be your core cards. And then after that, you see Tiramisu as well as Sour Belt as the other 2 very core cards. Tiramisu being the level 1 4 HP hate card, and Sour Belt being a card that's really good going first turn 1, going second as well. You're able to draw cards for 1 mana. So this is all really good cards. Next, you will see Captain Caviar, Mocha Ray the Blocker, as well as Aloe Cookie at pretty high. And then Parfait, the 1/4, Eggnog, Pond Dino, as well as Caramel Arrow Cookie, which I believe is going to be tech against green decks that are really focused on having that stage card. So in terms of the items and traps, you can see every single deck is running Bear Jelly Ice Cream in order to return a 3 HP cookie to your hand. They're also running the Fallen Ice Statue, 2 mana deal -2 to one of your opponent's cookies and then draw 1 card, so it's a net neutral card, which is really good. And then you can also see Salt Crystal Trident and Octo Ink Spray. So these are both pretty good cards as well. Salt Crystal Trident letting you draw even more cards, and then Octo Ink Spray also giving one of your opponents -3 for only 1 mana, which is really good. So if I were to build a blue deck list for a day 1 player, I think it would look something like this. I'm running 4 of the Sherbet, Sea Fairy, and Black Raisin Cookie as a start. I'm also putting in 2 of the Blue Slushy Cookie, which is the starter deck promo. I think it's a pretty decent card. If you're expecting a lot of level 1 in meta, you are able to use it to refill your hand after using things like your Black Raisin, which is really good. And you can even bounce it with your Sea Fairy to use it again. I'm running 12 traps total, 4 statues, 4 sprays, 2 ice creams, as well as 2 salt crystal tridents. I think that's a pretty good ratio. And in terms of the flip, I'm again running 8 plus 8, heals plus draws. I also put in 4 of the parfait cookie. I like it a little bit more than the aloe cookie because of the 1 damage and then also draw versus the on KO draw. Because personally I would prefer to just do damage with it and then bounce it with either the sherbet or the sea fairy, so I just get to draw, and then after that it doesn't get to get hit back. After internal testing though, I think Captain Caviar should probably go up to 4. I think it's a really good card. So I would probably swap like Parfait Cookie down to 2 so that I could put Captain Caviar up to 4. Alright, next is purple. Purple has a few different lists, first in February and then March and April. So first is, you can see the commonality, all of them are running the Poison Mushroom as well as the Wind Archer cookie. And you're also going to see all of them running the Clotted Cream cookie, which is really good. You can see some of them are running the blue Flip Frost Queen. I think that is because if you have a certain number of break, you get to heal 2 or draw 2 instead. Some of them are also running blue flips. I think this is just an aesthetic choice because there's no real reason to be running the blue flips instead of purple flip instead. This actually might be so that you can run more draw flips, because I believe they're already running 8 draw purple flips. So I believe they're adding it just so they have like 10 draw flips instead of 8. And that does look to be the case for both of these purple decks, yes. Alright, so one last thing is the other finalist for the Season 2 final was a purple deck player, and you can see similar deck list as well, this time running 1 Kumiho instead of some of the blue triggers. And you can see the presence here, 100% presence for Starfruit Cookie, 100% for Poison Mushroom, and 100% for Wind Archer. So these are going to be the core cards of your deck. After that, you see Cream Unicorn, Clotted Cream, and Hydrangea being very popular as well. So Hydrangea will be pretty good in order to keep your trash not too full so you don't have to refresh. Okay, then you also see Yoga Cookie being really good as the level 1 hate cookie. This is even better than the usual 2-3 deal 1 and then deal 3 extra to a level 1 like White Choco here, because you are able to get rid of 1 every single turn for only 1, but of course you do have to trade 1 hand card for it. And the other benefit is that Yoga Cookie also hits stage cards, which is really good. Right, in terms of the traps, you can see Forbidden Incantation, 100% usage, very popular card. This allows you to quote-unquote protect one of your other cookies by placing one of your own level 1 cookies from your battle area into the trash. And then this is kind of a twofold. You get to remove the level 1 cookie so you don't get board locked, and you are also able to give one of your other cookies -2 so they don't take 2 damage. And then you can see the flips used, draws, heals, and some of them are also using the Space Donut, which is if you have a 3 in your break or higher, then you can trash one of your opponent's level 2 or lower cookies, which is really good as well. Okay, so here's a sample level 1 purple, sample day 1 purple deck. You can see some of the card choices I've made. I've only put 2 Forbidden Incantation. I think you can adjust the ratios again. I put more White Chocolate Cookie in order to increase the amount of level 1 hit, but I think you can also swap this out for things like Rye Cookie or more traps or items. Alright, lastly, we have 3 yellow lists across the 3 months. Yellow, again, not being super popular, but you can see some of the commonalities. All of them are running that UR. They're also running the level 2 Snake Dragon as well as the starter deck Eclair Cookie. So you can see this is the users. All of them are running the Marshmallow Blocker. They're all also running Snake Fruit, Timekeeper, and Eclair Cookie. All very good cards. And then Vampire Cookie as well. Vampire Cookie being the level 1 hate card. Some of them are also running the Cyborg Cookie, which is able to do 1 damage and then after that can deal another additional 1 damage per level 2 cookie in your break area. So this is pretty interesting tech. For a 3 mana you can do up to 5 damage if you are full, like 4 level 2s in your break area. Okay, in terms of items and traps, you can see all of them are running the stage as well as the tropical slushy. So 2 mana, deal 1 damage for each level 2 or higher cookie in your break area. So again, this deck is able to control your break area really well, so that is one way that you can do that as well. Alright, next you can see Wind Up Pocket Watch, Winding Key Shield, Broken Signpost, all also being very, very popular cards, all very good in their own way. And then you can see the flips, all of them very standard as well, draw and heal, and they also have the Earl Grey cookie, which is if your break area is level 6 or higher, then you can gain 2 HP instead of 1. So if I were to build a yellow deck day 1, you can see pretty standard. I include the 1/4, I include the Marshmallow Cookie as well, and then I have the level 2 hit, the level 1 hit in Vampire Cookie. I put 4 Snake Fruit, 4 Timekeeper, 4 Eclair, and I also included the Lemon Zest starter deck promo, which I think is not too bad because it is a 2/4 deal 3, and it also lets you select up to one of your opponent's level 1 cookies and make it faint when your break area is at 3. So I think all of these are pretty good. I've included 4 slushies and 4 of the key shield, and then only 3 of the stage. I think you can adjust the ratios accordingly as well. That being said, that is all of the different meta decks that were played in Korea during the BSO2 meta. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. I will be making my own individual deck list after testing some of the other colors personally. Right now I've been playing mostly red and blue. Some of my friends are on yellow and purple and green, so I will be asking for their support and advice as well as to how to build those decks. So again, remember that these 5 promo cards were not included in any of the Korean lists because they were not available at that time. In my personal opinion, I think the red, yellow, and blue ones are really good. I think the green and the purple ones are kind of situational. I'm not sure if you will want to include them in your respective deck list, but of course, feel free to try them out. And if you guys have any winning deck lists, please tag me. I'd be happy to see them. Really excited to see how this game goes moving forward. So far, I think it's pretty popular. I'm going to one of the events later today. Hopefully I win. I'll leave a post note in the video if I do. And I think the game has a lot of potential. Right now it's really popular. You can see like 30 player locals pretty common right now. I hope it continues to stay this popular, and I hope that the support for the team continues to be really, really great. Thank you so much for watching. For now, friendos, randos, I will see you guys again next time. Peace out.